The Slavic Aryan Vedas, Book 4, Appendix, a comprehensive and informative collection of ancient poems and texts. Author A. U. Origins. The sun rose over the fields, painting the harvest in gold. The birds sang above the forests, chasing away the night's forgetfulness. The glades opened up with greenery, the pine forest rustled again, and the water spirit, singing Nia, continued the conversation with Leshi about the times whose origins have vanished in the depths of eternal years, about that era when in Midgard the white man was born. His eyes shone with heavenly light, and his gaze was uplifted by thought. A man lived with nature. Svarog watched his deeds. He lived in harmony with nature, creating in glory of his kin. His great deeds were watched by the heavenly Svarog. In times of great sorrow, Kuslat could comfort him, and in the hour of diligent learning, Perun was glad to help him. He believed that the gods were near, they would come as soon as you called, and he kept this faith for his grandchildren and sons. That was a truth, hidden for centuries, preserved until the last days, and only in ancient legends can the heart be connected to it. And he kept this faith for his grandchildren and sons. That was a truth, hidden for centuries, preserved until the last days, and only in ancient legends can the heart be connected to it. When the sun rises over the native land, and people honor Errol with praise in the morning, the children of Svarog, a strong and large family, work together in harmony. They strengthen their lineage. Temples are built for Perun, and the fire of Semargal shines before the idols. Old believers have no need for foreign lands. Only the golden sun would shine in the skies. The sunlight illuminates all of Airi. The light of our ancestors' faith shines in young hearts. We honor the gods, our revered ancestors. With them and our unwavering faith, our life continues until the very end. Awaken, noble soul, to the call of destiny. Life passes by like a troubled dream, absurd as if it's not my own. The rustle of the oaks doesn't bring joy. The nightingale's song is unheard. Children don't hear the tales that lead the gaze deep into the ages. They don't see the wicked adults who bring ruin to Russia. They indeed call foreign crows eagles, not truly seeing the Russian falcons. Everywhere there's just indifference. It feels like there aren't enough words to say, in fact. Mother Russia is crucified. In oblivion are the gods and the soul, and the ancient beauties of the structures are now worth nothing at all. How long must we endure injustice and the grey stench of faceless days, to look on sadly, indifferently, as the elders and children are robbed? Why should we destroy our own soul for the joy of foes and enemies, and bow our knees in servitude at the altars of foreign gods? Awaken, soul. The time has come to rise from the grey veil, to completely cleanse the world of filth in honor of Russian antiquity. Why should we destroy completely our souls for the delight and happiness of our enemies and our own foes, and slavishly bow our knees at the altars of foreign gods? Wake up, soul. The time has come to rise from the grey shroud, to cleanse the world completely of filth for the glory of Russian antiquity. By glorifying Svarog and our great lineage, we will revive our former stature, and creating for our descendants, we will exalt and honor our glorious Russia. Return to the roots of the Omsk poetess Tatyana Chetverikova. We entered the temple with Jewish faces. Prince Vladimir, cursed be he for never having worshipped Slavic gods, with russet-haired goddesses who dipped Slavic children not in the waters of the Jordan, but in the Amu. The light of Zion and the temple of Solomon are foreign, and we lived with empty souls. Prince Vladimir, never having prayed to the gods like us, light-eyed, with russet-haired goddesses, dipping Slavic children, not in Jordan, but Amu. Zion's light and Solomon's temple are foreign. Thus, we lived with empty souls, in sacred forests, without horsemen or footmen, the Leshy grunts. Suddenly, Kikimora calls from the swamp. At night, Domovoy creaks on the floor. Zion's light and Solomon's temple feel foreign, leaving us empty, in sacred forests, without horsemen or footmen, Leshy grunts. In the protected forests, no horsemen or footmen tread, the reproachful Leshy grunts. The Kikimora calls from the swamp, and at night, the Domovoy creaks on the floor. We stood in darkness, behind which shines the rain of Svarog. They taught that there is a soul in stone and tree, but hid the lines of melodies. We lived under foreign gods, but we all stood in the darkness at the threshold, behind which shines the reign of the god, Svarog. Those who did not entice the Slavs with heavenly bliss, those who did not frighten the Slavs with hellfire, who taught that there is a soul in stone and tree, but hid from us all the lines of the melodies. And we lived our whole lives under foreign gods, and called ourselves slaves by our deeds. But now the time has come for something different, and we praise our own gods with pure souls. And we lived our whole lives under foreign gods, and called ourselves slaves by our deeds. But now the time has come for something different, and we praise our own gods with pure souls. And now the time has indeed come for something truly different, and we praise our own gods with pure souls, with utmost reverence. Love Pribitkova. North, south, west, east, the edge of the universe, the search of the ages. All the elements have merged into a stream. There's no river, yet everyone seeks a ford. Autumn, summer, winter, spring. Is there eternity? And where is it? All the elements have merged into a stream. There's no river, yet everyone seeks a ford. Autumn, summer, winter, spring. Is there eternity? And where is it? Is there a meaning to life? What will happen when we die? Childhood, youth, and our old age. Where is the immortal cup kept? All questions have tangled into a knot. The edge of the universe is the source of everything. The wind gathered the clouds in the west, scattering the black scraps. In the deep horizontal bay, he caught the firebird in a trap. The dome of the sky bent low, and all the colors blended within it, and sparks flicker in the gaps with a yellow rose-red flame. Reflected flashes of light, like wings in trembling flaps, strands of purple and violet. They leave marks on the black ridges. The sun beats in steel shackles. It's better for a free heart to face death, so burn in the crimson rays, rebellious life in a whirlwind. They leave marks on black ridges. The sun beats shackled. It's better for a free heart to face death, rebellious life crimsonly. Tomorrow, another bird will bring the dawn, the day will blaze. The pendulum swings by the recently fallen asleep moonbeam. For tomorrow another bird will bring the dawn on its tail. The day will smolder and ignite. It will blaze for many years. The pendulum swings in the hands of the recently fallen asleep moonbeam. His mother stayed in the clouds, watching anxiously from behind the clouds. The floorboards will shake out of place. The cupboard in its corner will snore a little. The shutters creak with a quiet whisper. The old door dozes at the threshold. This house, long abandoned, standing crooked in the middle of the land, defies all betrayals, believing that happiness does not pass by. There is no future, no past. We are alone at the edge of the earth. Our lonely footprints are lightly dusted with white snow. There is neither eternal nor present, only happiness on clean sheets. We stand, and from the invigorating wind, tears well up in our eyes. No one will find us. We are lost. Life cannot be shackled in a vice. Just we have dissolved in time, far away from the world's hustle and bustle. You and I are nobodies on this earth, but the gods in the sky have arranged our fate, and for us, they lit a fire in the darkness, and our paths almost crossed. We simply dissolved in time, far away from the world's hustle and bustle. You and I are nobodies on earth, but the gods in the sky decided our fate, and for us they lit a fire in the darkness, and our paths almost crossed. My heart beats faster, waiting, and it feels like my soul is singing within me. But reason drowns out my heart, convincing me that I made it all up myself, and I'm already losing hope for happiness, and I'm losing the thread that connects us. The magical spark in the sky is fading, returning me to the chaos of thoughts. This is how stars are born and die. This is how streams sometimes get lost in the darkness. This is how flowers shed their tears. And so we, you and I, are nobodies on this earth. Beyond the sea is the sky with clouds. Our sorrows will leave us. We will find ourselves in the land of wishes, and what seemed important will be a trifle. We will breathe freely, feeling our soul's flight. In the land of wishes, paradise or whatever, what seemed important will be a mere trifle. We will breathe freely and happily, feeling our soul's flight. How lovely and beautiful it is here, but everyone has their own paths. We will wash with dew, and our souls will soar through darkness to the stars, filling the earth with maternal happiness and childhood tears. How lovely and beautiful everything is here, but everyone has their own paths again. We will wash ourselves with dew, and our souls will soar through the darkness to the shining stars, to fill the earth with maternal happiness and the sorrow of the first childhood tears. Autumn sadness bids farewell to youth. Deep sorrow, a rainy goodbye. To reach heights in a frenzied flow. To break into the heights in a frenzied flow. To pray in silence until madness. To demand love until the silence is hoarse, and to compose poems in the madness of kisses. Autumn sadness, the nature of disintegration, like butterflies trapped in crystal visions, caught in the vice of futile hopes. We are dying from longing, easily and inevitably, while life moves forward with the soul on a parallel path. A dream sings about this, and people used to sing about it before. Those who do not fight do not perish. Those who perish live on in eternity. For 2,000 years in Russia, the snow does not melt. For 2,000 years, war and snow continue to fall. The war moves with invisible steps, and I follow it in the 7th row, while above me is the sky with clouds, which I love so dearly. I catch the flying moisture with my mouth, but it's salty from sweat and tears. I go into battle not for a reward, but so that you can live among the birches. And like a wingless, clumsy chick, I try my long cry on the taste. Our commander steps into this white, cold snow, where the pulse cools down. Nature often showcases miracles and wonders when you open the door to your dream. And if you ask the heavens, indeed, they will help your heart find the way. In January, April arrives suddenly. The sky's laws and forecasts fail, and the blizzard completes its dance. Storms replace blue skies, time pauses, and an angel walks barefoot, carrying our age like a halo. The fern blooms and time will pause for a moment. And an angel will walk barefoot on the earth, carrying our age above his head like a halo, and the fern will bloom like a star, keeping a magical kind light behind it. Here the sky fills with lead, and drops of stars fall into our palms, and the sun rises in the black sky, embracing the earth with its ring. And the moon retreats in horror from the horizon, and instead of night, only ashes remain. Fragments of dreams fall from our eyelashes. The wind immediately carries them to the clouds. And in this ghostly dawn silence, where the rainbow has spread its crown, where it's just you and me alone. The melody of two hearts beating echoes throughout the universe. I look at the heavenly tablecloth with a fringe of silver stars. Soon you will become a white bride. The prince will arrive from fairy dreams. And then the love of the pink bird will fly high to the clouds and wash itself with spring thunderstorms and expose itself to the rays. Soaked in the fiery wind and the intoxication of forest grass, it will suddenly sparkle with colorful light. It will blaze in your chest, then it will slip away like a sunbeam, a reflection of your soul. It will turn into that very boy, the one you dream of. Maybe he will come to you from the heavens on a hot air balloon, or perhaps under a scarlet sail, he will take you to his magical palace. There will be music, the ringing of the chalice. There will be air intoxicating with wine. Maybe he will come to you from the heavens on a hot air balloon, or perhaps under a scarlet sail, he will take you to his magical palace. There will be music, the ringing of the chalice. There will be air intoxicating with wine. And from happiness, like on a carousel, your head will spin. The day will fly by like a twilight fir tree, and in the evening it will snow. You will also swirl like a snowflake, trying on a wedding dress. In anxious anticipation of the beginning, life looked up to the heavens, grieving. She scared with her complexity, even though she was terrifyingly simple. And the clouds raced across the sky, and the storm cracked with lightning, while people walked, drawn by the fog, blinding their eyes in the sunlight. And the silence was carelessly shattered. A rumbling roar echoed from the throat, and the abyss responded falsely with an echo, overwhelming everything around in confusion. The drops beat down on the ground mercilessly, whipping the streams with a sharp vine. The sky watered everything, drinking greedily, gulping down happiness and water. The sky drank and everything drank greedily, gulping down happiness and water. It's pointless to envy love. It brings trouble, longing, and pain. Once it takes hold of you, it will stay with you forever. Love is capable of much, creating and destroying without a trace. She is like someone unmatched. She is like something precious. Love can be unrequited. Don't curse it. Live loving. It is, like a sprout, naive, and as poisonous as a snake. Again, time tugs at the pages, running a finger over the letters in the line. The birds are flying away from autumn, and the leaves have touched the ground. The wind tears hats off passers-by, and when tired, it flies up into the sky. There, it gnaws on a sweet little bone and howls at the stars at night. And the rain marches on the roofs. Here, it's a one-drum beat, but people don't hear their music. They say it pours so monotonously. And autumn weeps resentfully, embracing the houses by their eaves, and snowflakes fall like tears. She longs for the warmth of affection. But people don't hear their music. They say it pours so monotonously, and autumn weeps resentfully, embracing the houses by their eaves, and snowflakes fall like tears. She longs for the warmth of affection. On the street, grey and gloomy, under the tedious pouring rain. For how many years now the nondescript lantern has stood hunched under its cloak, and no one has noticed it. Everyone is running about their business, but he diligently illuminates that dark and dangerous path, and it waits with hope. Maybe tomorrow, a happy person will pass by, suddenly lift their head, and shout to everyone, "Let there be light." Love has lifted me to the sky, but the burden on my soul is too little to descend, and the white wings behind me are gone, so I can't rise any higher. Now I wander among the stars at random. I'm searching for my Milky Way, not quite the right way, and you might be walking somewhere nearby. You're not to blame for my blindness. With hope, the gods look down from on high. When will their children come to their senses? When will they stop falling into the abyss of death and offering their souls as sacrifice? The birches have let down their brown braids, and the curly oak has its beard. I will look into your slightly sad eyes, and bow my head on my knees. And the birds will sing their dawn songs, and shatter the silence into fragments. And I will say my sacred words about how for so many years I longed for this moment, how patiently, tenderly I waited to hear the frequent beating of a heart in a chest that freezes, holding its breath. For just an hour, the temple of nature will wed us. 60 minutes is so little for love. But in the heavens, the laws of fate are strict. For some, roses, but for me, thorns. You will smile, nod your head, and remain silent. And what are words for anyway? Thank you for being with me, thank you for kissing me. I will remember this aftertaste for a long time. The taste of birch sap on my lips. The entire universe was in the palm of your hand, and the whole universe was in your hands. You are like a golden ray of the sun, like a grain in a field of wheat, like the cool dew at dawn, a blossoming flower in spring, like fragrant pollen on the lips, like a road that leads endlessly into the clouds. You are like a childhood dream after sleep, like today without yesterday forever, like a torrent that has broken loose, like the sand washed away by the wave, like the cities of the Milky Way, like the disordered verses about you, like behind a stone wall, here and there, I will follow you everywhere. When there's not enough breath for prayer, when love can't find a moment, I'll wander the world in homeless wandering, and I'll give my soul for salvation, scattering it in crumbs across all distances, pouring it out in drops in the rainy turmoil, and from my tears, stars will be born. Time will replace the beating of my heart, flowers will bloom in my footsteps, and the fierce flame will embrace the whole earth. There is a power within me, just waiting to be awakened. It lies dormant for now, in the forgetfulness of time. It was spring, April was bustling, and the willow smelled sweet outside the window. A stork carried a cradle in its beak to the shabby maternity home. He spread his wings and cooed, soothing the soul. The wind shattered, snow swirled, night, cloaked warmly, walked unseen, calming cries. The time to part came, she cried. The mother held her baby, and the night, draping a warm cloak, walked invisibly through the streets, and soothing the child's cries. Scattered stars like pearls. The hour of parting has come, and in the throes of pain, she cried out. Gathering her last strength, the mother receives her baby. How many years have passed since then? Hearts are filled with fire and happiness. Our children are already building their nest, and the same storks hurry to them. Following this, we have a selection of 3 poems that are written in the Belarusian language. Perhaps there is someone among us who possesses the courage and skill to lend their voice to these poetic works. Peter Kozlov, Russia, to Father Alexander. I live in Asgard-Iri, where once Odin sat and then made a long journey. I live in Asgard-Iri, and I recently learned about it. Om has preserved its name. Iri is called Irtish. In it, the waters have a healing power. Time has changed nothing. It is filled with the soul of Russia. Alexander the Great was here. He saw the snow on the Iri Shuga. This doesn't surprise us in Omsk. By the way, Alexander the Great was here and did not resemble the enemy. No. Belovodye is invincible. 7 of its beautiful bright rivers. The spirit here is so high that enemies retreat. Unarmed are those who name rivers. I disdain man's slavery and call to see the heavens. In the city of gods, I live like Odin. I think of nothing else. In the city of gods, I am God and Lord to me. I disdain slavery in man. Milky Way and rivers of Belovodye speak of life anew. Russia, what has become of you? I disdain slavery in man. I call to see the heavens, the Milky Way and the rivers of Belovodye. Speak of life in a new age, pure and transparent, like dew. Russia, what has become of you? What has become of you, people? What road, what path is guiding you? Neither the helmsman nor the heroes whom they carry on a shield. Are we heading towards a semblance of a trinity in all our poverty? With our natural wealth of mind and soul, we manage to succumb to temptation in the capitals and distant wilderness. But what do we reject in the face of grandeur? And what do we take note of? As if, despairing on the scaffold, we lay our heads down. The 20th century of the Middle Ages. Inquisition, investigation, and death. It has such things in it that the Cathars cannot achieve, that the Manichaeans cannot handle, though they could have tried. You are still on the rack, Russia, but above you is God's halo. In your misty expanses George's spear shines. They are retreating, the atheists, heading into their own nothingness, and their malice does not diminish, and it's useless for them to insist. Goodness cannot exist without God, and God will be able to triumph. When the last one fades into oblivion, the age will rustle, maybe for two. Goodness cannot exist without God, and God will be able to triumph. When the last one sinks into oblivion, a century will pass by, or maybe two. But we must love this Russia that has suffered but is still alive. To love in every moment, in every single minute, and in the hour of the Middle Ages, the Renaissance, God willing, will begin with us.